Hey, hello. Hey, this is Baz Basil. I'm checking in with you from Madison, Alabama. Okay. I'm delighted that you joined us here. This broadcast, I'm going to share with you the story of Barbara Ballas. In fact, I'm going to let her share it. I expect her to be joining us here very shortly. But the health issues that people face today are just enormous. But there's a better way. There's a better way. And one of the videos that I watched not long ago, Dr. Prendergast was talking about many times we get medical information, the doctors and others, and then we never relearn it, okay? And things change. So I'm delighted that you're here and that you joined us, and there's a better way, okay? There's a better way, and you'll see that clearly when Barbara joins us. Now, we've got a little technical issue here, but you stand by. Barbara, I expect Barbara to be coming in here very shortly. Hello, friends. Hey, I'm delighted you joined us, and I'm really very happy to present to you a good friend of mine, Barbara Ballas. She lives in Auburn, California. And she had some major health issues, and she found and discovered the Pro-Arginine Plus, and just made a huge difference in her life. So I'm going to let her share the story. Barbara, thank you for joining us. Okay.
Yes, thank you for asking me to speak to the world about my experience. It started in my 30s and my 40s. I used to have a little vessel in my finger that used to pop. It was the same finger, and it would happen about every 8 months. I don't know if you can see this picture on my phone or not.
Yeah, we can see that.
Okay, so I happened to, I'm 60 years old, and this, was quite a while ago, but about every 8 months or so, this vessel would pop. I happened to work for eye doctors, and I asked them one time, is this something I should be concerned about? And they said if it starts happening more often or to other vessels or veins, yes, it would be something serious. You need to go see a specialist. So about 6 years ago is when it all broke loose. I had just opening up the door with the door handle, and the whole vessel in my hand popped. I would just touch my ankle, it would pop. And then I noticed at the same time this was going on, my blood pressure had gone up, my feet were so cold, freezing cold, and then my toes started to go numb. So I finally went to the doctor, and they sent me to a cancer doctor, and they couldn't find anything wrong with me. And I said, well, what am I supposed to do? I said, don't you want to send me to a vein or vascular specialist? And they said, there's nothing they can do for you. You have to be on the operating table with something broken or breaking for them to even help you. So I'm like, oh gosh, I better figure out something myself. And it was just ironic that a friend shared the video of the miracle molecule and the Nobel Prize and the Pro-Arginine. I'm like, wow, this should work. I really didn't have much doubt, and I put myself on it, and I never ever had another vein or vessel break the day I started taking it. A couple of years ago, I ran out for some reason, and I did have a breakthrough, and I put myself back on, and it all went away. A year ago, my mom was dying, and I went up to help her, and I ran out. It broke through again, and I put myself back on, and it all went away.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
At the same time, I was very curious to see what else this could do for my body, what else it was doing. So I went and had my arteries tested to see what the age of them were. And back then, when I first started the Pro-Arginine, it was registering my arteries with the age of a 90-year-old. So less than a year later, I had them retested, and they were down to the age of less than a 20-year-old.
Wow, that's impressive, Barbara. That is so impressive. I know the feeling when you ran out of Proarginine, because I didn't run out. I stopped for a while, and boy, I paid the price, but never again. Okay.
Yeah, it works. It works, and I just don't doubt it. I even had my neck artery tested for the plaque in there after I was on it for a while, I think about a year, and they said for me to expect that there would be plaque in there because of my age, it's just normal. And when he took the test, he goes, "Wow, you don't have any plaque in there." And I'm like, "It's got to be the Proarginine."
Wow, that's incredible.
It goes on and on. I mean, the longer you're on it, the more you see things changing in your body. So I just can't say enough for it. It's been 6 years that I've been on it now, and I feel like I probably would not be around if it were not for Proarginine. So thanks to the company for putting this together.
Yeah, Barbara, I called my family physician and my cardiologist that I see every year, and I told them that I was taking L-arginine that's contained in the Proarginine Plus product, and the nurse that was taking my information says L-arginine. She says, "I've heard of that." So it's becoming more and more people are becoming aware of it. But the thing that Dr. Prendergast talked about is the blend of Proarginine, combining L-arginine with L-citrulline, so the L-arginine will stay in the body a lot longer, and that's what you've experienced, and that's what I've experienced.
I think it's also the quality of the ingredients, which this particular Proarginine has actually been tested and is in the physician's desk reference as the most effective and high quality L-arginine.
I think, Barbara, it's all about the ingredients, okay? And I just feel so good that you had your experience and I've had my experience. I drank the Proarginine in 2011, 12, 13, and 14. And, I didn't see anything happening, but I was too dumb to realize, hey, when nothing is happening, it's working, okay? Forget it. But I stopped. Man, oh man! A year later, I had some heart symptoms. Now, it wasn't a severe heart attack, but it was a heart attack.
Wow!
And so, boy, oh boy, I woke up and I got back to drinking the Proarginine, and I can tell you, I feel so much better. And on some other later broadcasts, I'll talk about my history with the pharmacy that was given to me. That's another story entirely. Okay.
That's great. I'm so happy for you that you're back on board using the product and not having to depend on the medications from the doctors.
I celebrated. Last Saturday, I bought a motorcycle. I've been out of motorcycles for about 6 months now. The doctors gave me that super blood thinner, which I no longer take. I told my family physician I was no longer taking this, because I go to Memphis to visit my daughter, and there's a long stretch of road between Corinth, Mississippi, and Memphis. And I told him, I said, if I had an accident between those two towns, I'd bleed to death before I got to the hospital.
Yeah.
So I stopped it. So I got all that out of my system now. So I celebrated. I got me another motorcycle. I had been out of a motorcycle for about 4 or 5 months too. So I'm going to celebrate tomorrow, Saturday, and just take a ride. Okay? Why don't you come over here and go with me?
I would love to. Oh, you're so awesome.
Now, Barbara, listen, I'm going to cut this off, and I thank you so much for sharing your story, and I'm going to have you do this again. This is our first recording, so we can do better. But this has been a wonderful experience. I am so glad to see you. I've known you for about almost 6 years now, and never met. But of course, with this powerful video, it's just like you're here, in the living room. Okay. So listen, you have a good day, and I'm going to sign off. Is there anything else you want to say before we say goodbye to the people?
Just thanks for letting me share my story, Baz, and I'm so glad to reconnect with you.
Very good. Now, I sent you a link, a YouTube link, so anybody you know anywhere in the world can view this video. This is going to be recorded and it will show up on YouTube.
Oh,
So,
very
okay,
good.
I'll say to everybody who's watching us and listening to us, thank you for joining us, and I'm delighted to be with you. In fact, I have said many times, I'm delighted to be anywhere, okay? So you have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Baz.
Bye, Bart.